Hello everyone and welcome to Bathhouse FAQs. My name is Jason and I am the assistant manager at Club Pittsburgh. Today I want to discuss one of, our absolutely most frequently asked question, which is it busy? It's understandable that before coming to the bathhouse, people may want to know whether or not there are going to be other people there. And we get the question, is it busy? Or is it packed? Or are there a lot of people there? We get that question, I would say 100 or sometimes hundreds of times per day. We get that question in our inbox and our DMs across all of our social platforms. We get phone calls at the front desk dozens and dozens of times every day. We get comments on our posts from a year ago. Somebody's scrolling through our Facebook page and they see a post, a picture of something that they like from a year ago, and they comment, is it busy? But yeah, we get that question nonstop every day. Even if you take a look at the map on Sniffies, and you click on the Club Pittsburgh location on the map, the comments, it's just, who all's there? Who all's gonna be there? Is it busy right now? And like I said, that's understandable, but it sort of puts us in a bit of a tough spot. It's a trickier question than you would think to answer. So let me tell you why. I've been working at the bathhouse for over 10 years now, and I feel enough data to support what I'm about to say. So let's say it's a Tuesday morning, and Tuesday mornings, it's, for some reason, always been difficult to get people out. I don't know what it is specifically about Tuesday morning, but it is when you're going to definitely see a smaller crowd at the bathhouse, or at least our bathhouse here in Pittsburgh. But still, we get calls and comments and DMs all throughout Tuesday morning. Is it busy? Is it busy? Is it busy? And here's what I've noticed. I have an employee who prefers to be completely direct and honest. And he will say, look, no, Tuesday mornings aren't very busy. There's only a few people here. And what do you think the people on the other end of that line are now going to do? All, 10 of them, 15, 20 of them that have called. None of them are going to show up. They're all going to just stay home and say, okay, well, never mind. Now, what if we had not been honest with them? What if we had said, hey, yeah, it's packed in here, come on in? Or maybe not to that level. What if we just said, hey, yeah, it's a good day in here? Some or many of those 20 people would have potentially shown up, and then the crowd would have increased significantly in size. And then those people that did show up, they might come back again on a Tuesday because the crowd wasn't that bad, which could eventually snowball into Tuesday mornings/afternoon becoming a busier day of the week. People want to go when people are there. And if they show up and there are a lot of people there, they'll log that in their mind that that's a good time to come, and they'll come back again during that time. The funny thing is that despite our low attendance on Tuesday, we know that there is an interest from people on Tuesday mornings because of the amount of questions that we get from people asking, is it busy? Or what's going on? Or, those sorts of things. If all of those people who were wondering whether or not it was busy just came in, Tuesday morning would be a pretty rockin' time. Another difficult thing about that question is a perceived lack of business due to a lack of response. And what I mean by that is, if you take a look at our Sniffies location, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of times you click on Club Pittsburgh on the Sniffies map, and the whole thing is just, is it busy, is it busy, is it busy? And these people aren't getting any responses. Why? It's because the people who are in the bathhouse aren't on Sniffies to answer that question for them. The people who are in the bathhouse are sitting in the hot tub, or hanging out in the steam room, or hanging out on the roof, doing other things besides being on their phone. And this question's coming in at like 11 p.m. on a Saturday night, when of course it's busy, but nobody is getting on Sniffies in the bathhouse to answer your question. So you don't get a response, and then you don't show up. And you missed an amazing time with lots of people. And it was the exact situation that you were looking for. But because you didn't get a response, you didn't show up. I don't know why I shifted my verbiage there to become more pointed. I promise I'm not mad at you. But yeah, that question, it's a very difficult thing to answer. We don't want to be deceptive, but we also are probably not going to tell you that it's completely dead and it's, oh yeah, nobody's here, come be by yourself. And one of the reasons that I'm fine with that is because even on the slowest times, like Tuesday morning, people still come in. They might not stay as long. It's more of a come and go kind of thing. But even if you show up and you are only one of 3 people, if you stick around for more than 10 minutes, other people will show up. People consistently show up. But getting them to stick around on Tuesday morning or getting a big crowd there all at one time is more difficult. So here are some things that you can do if you are just one of those people who is terrified that you're going to be the only person at the bathhouse, but you've only got a couple of hours on Tuesday morning available, and that's it. What I would recommend is perhaps starting the night before, or at least a few hours before, whenever. Get on Sniffies and go to the listing of your local bathhouse and announce to the world that you're going at such and such time on such and such day, and would anybody like to meet you there. Change your name on Grindr to Bathhouse Tuesday. Go on whatever other sites you might use, and just let the world know that you're going to be at the bathhouse and that you are open to meeting people there. And that's going to accomplish a lot more than you think it is, because here's the thing. Everybody else feels the same way as you. They want to know that there's going to be people at the bathhouse. So they may have also been thinking about going Tuesday morning, but they didn't know if anybody was going to be there. Well, now they've seen your message or your profile, and they know that you're going to be there. So whether they are into you or not, they at least now know that somebody's going to be there. And that can cause a pretty nice chain reaction. Maybe somebody else sees that and they change their profile name, or they respond to your comment on Sniffies and say, yeah, I'm going to be there too. Now guy number 3 sees that there's going to be 2 guys there, and he decides to come too. And, all of that sort of thing. It's definitely a great way to guarantee a little bit more, increase the probability that more people are going to be there when you go. The worst thing that you can do is wait until Tuesday morning and then ask somewhere or call the club and ask if it's busy, and then wait for a response or try to decipher what they told you on the phone as to whether or not it's busy. Because here's the thing. Even if you call the club at 7 a.m. and you get the impression that it's not very busy, you don't know what it's going to be like 10 minutes later or 20 minutes later. Or, maybe you've got a 30, 45-minute drive to get to the club. Perhaps 15, 20 more people have shown up since then. This business is so weird, and especially during the morning where people don't stay nearly as long. We could have 0 people at 7 o'clock. We're not often completely empty, but let's just say we could have 0 people at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then all of the sudden, between 7:15 and 7:30, it's just person after person after person. And then we get 10 people, and now there's 10 people there. But then you could call during that time and we could say, hey, yeah, there's a lot of people coming in right now, which makes you happy enough, satisfied enough to come in. But those people may go up, grab a shower, make a lap around the building. Maybe they were just on their way to work. For whatever reason, they don't stay long. And by the time you get there, they're all gone. And you're upset, and you think that we lied to you, and all that kind of stuff. But then if you wait a little bit longer, another group of 10 people will come in. But yeah, so it's a very, very difficult question to answer. And my suggestion would be just come in and take a look at Sniffies, see if anybody else has asked, is it busy? Maybe send them a DM, be like, hey, I don't know if it's busy or not, but I'm going if you want to go, that kind of thing. But asking the question, is it busy, isn't always the best way to gauge whether or not you actually want to be there. I hope that this was helpful and informative. We plan to come out with more Bathhouse FAQs in the near future, so stay tuned for that. And we thank you for listening. Hopefully we'll see you soon.